Hold on to your hats because crypto's about to get wild. All of those people calling for the bottom simply are not going to get what they want. I have some breaking news and something that no one else seems to be talking about, but you have to hear this. This is going to send Bitcoin, in my opinion, to six figures, as many experts predict, by the end of this year. So stick around, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into it. So many experts predict that we still have the best in front of us. Actually, when it comes to the price of Bitcoin, I am in that camp as well. I truly believe that we still have the biggest run to come. And there's a lot of things that are happening right now that certainly suggest that. Not only just adoption, but institutional investment. And I guess the general sentiment right now that we don't have a lot of retail in. Does it get to 200K, 300K? We've even seen some wild predictions of well over $400,000. My view, and it has been this for about the last 6 months, is around 120 to 140K. But that's not what I want to talk about. There is some crazy things going on in cryptocurrency that just many people are not talking about, and we need to discuss them. But first, we need to talk about who has been keeping the market quiet. Now, we know BlackRock simply haven't been buying any ETF products. They've been keeping quiet, but they aren't selling either. And what we have seen is a massive capitulation right now from Bitcoin miners. Now, for many of you that have been part of my channel for the longest time, you know this is something we keep very close to. Hash rate, mining reserves, and what they're doing with their cryptocurrency. I talked yesterday on my Bitcoin update video around the fact that we're seeing huge mining operations flicking the switch and mining more Bitcoin. Remember, only 450 can be produced on one day, but they are turning huge mining facilities on right now to front run, in my opinion, the market. Well, we actually saw over 30,000 Bitcoin sold over the past 72 hours, around $1.71 billion. Now, you may think to yourself, oh my gosh, Tubit, that's a significant amount, all while the price of Bitcoin still going up. Very interesting. You may ask yourself, well, why? Why were miners selling off such a huge amount of Bitcoin? And I think it is their last payment, their last move before they now start to see and hold on for this big rally. Lots of people predicting October, November, December, huge months in the cryptocurrency market. Take some profits now at 58K, wait for a little capitulation before we head on up to 62, 64, 68K over the course of the next 2 months. That's my view. Now, in order to make those claims, you kind of have to back it up with a few things. Well, namely, and not to get political, Donald Trump here talking about his ambassador role for a investment company. Namely, quote, we're embracing the future with crypto and leaving the slow and outdated big banks behind. Now, Polymarket pricing in a Trump victory, which at the minute is 49 to 50 over on Polymarket. So we know that this will pump the price of BTC. We know it will. He's ultimately gone bullish on cryptocurrency, and there is more to come. This is in November. And bearing in mind, experts predict we're going to see further inflation cuts as we move towards this president's election. So very interesting from that standpoint. But that's not all. Everyone knows Trump is involved and wants to pump cryptocurrency. Kamala Harris is giving a view that she may do the same. So what else is going on? What is no one else talking about? Well, that could be a move with the SEC and the CFTC. Now, we know that there are people going after Gary Gensler. In fact, he has been questioned by the committee on basically alleging that he takes his mates on, that he brings people in to the SEC that shouldn't even be there. But it's even more interesting than that. We actually have a bill put together called Bridge, the Digital Asset Act. In fact, bridging regulation and innovation for digital, global, and electronic assets. Now, John Rose, member of the House Financial Services, putting this report together. What is it? Ultimately, it stems to try and bring together 20 non-governmental partners representing a variety of interests in the digital asset sector, serving 2-year terms. The committee will meet at least twice a year to make recommendations on rules and regulations for the crypto sector. The committee's focus areas include exploring decentralization, improving market efficiency, and ensuring consumer protection. This, in my opinion, is another big deal, allowing regulation while at the same time fostering innovation in cryptocurrency is huge, particularly if you think about it coming out of the US markets as well. So lots of things going on in the background, lots of events that are going to take place over the course of the next couple of months that, in my view, are incredibly positive for cryptocurrency. Take a look at the price right now, 1.39% up on the day. We got that little move on XRP, Bitcoin holding at 58,100, did break above the line that we drew, the 58K, retested 4 times and continued to push. What's even more interesting, if you look at it at a slightly smaller time frame, the breakthrough with volume, the retest and the push back to the upside. This is a very strong bullish move in the short term for Bitcoin. Lots of moving averages pointing in the right direction as well. So we could be going into a strong weekend for crypto. We haven't been there now for quite some time. And that for me plays into next week, Wednesday, the day everyone is waiting for, the February 18th FOMC meeting where we get those rate cuts. I want to know what your prediction is in the comments down below. Do you think 25, 50, or could it even be 75? Now, experts predict 125 basis points cut by the end of the year. Well, this would signify either 50 or 25. Either one, it's going to be pretty epic. Let me know in the comments down below. But all of this is building to a epic October, November, and December in the cryptocurrency space. So as always, thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed this type of content, do hit that like button and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.